Thomas Schmitt, and this is my oral communications portfolio. So to start off, we're going to be covering, I guess, the importance of communication, why it's important, and how I've developed the skill of communicating over the course of this semester. We're going to be covering the 4 speeches I did this semester, including the icebreaker, informative speech 1, which is on pretty much any topic of our choosing, informative speech 2, which is an interview with a partner, and then informative speech 3, which is the group project on the movie 12 Angry Men. And we're also going to be covering what I've learned in terms of some important skills like the conversational style and body language and how that adds to your communication skills, some PowerPoint tips, how to make an effective PowerPoint, and the importance of preparation when giving a speech or any kind of oral communication style. So to start off, we're going to be looking at the first speech I did this semester, the icebreaker, which was just to start off, just to let other classmates know your interest and give the professor a good idea of what kind of person you are. So we're going to take a look at that.
So hi, I'm Thomas Schmitt, and this is my icebreaker video. So some of my skills and talents include soccer. I've played soccer ever since I was about 5 or 6. I really enjoy playing soccer, and I like to think I'm pretty good at it. I played a lot in high school, and I actually almost won like a state championship with my team. And I really enjoyed playing soccer, also just for fun in like the Seton Hall gym.
Okay, so it's pretty clear that I have some strengths and some weaknesses with that first speech. Some of my strengths were the visuals. I had pretty good pictures throughout the presentation. Even from that short clip, you could see it was pretty clear that I was playing soccer in that picture. I had great eye contact. I was looking straight at the camera while I was speaking, and I had a really good conversational tone, which makes it much easier for your audience to follow along, and it makes it much more enjoyable to listen to. Although I had some strengths with that presentation, I definitely had some weaknesses because it was my first presentation in a pretty long time. So I had lots of filler words like saying like, things like that. I had a lack of text on this screen, and I had a lot of blank space on the presentations, which made it so that my presentation seemed a little empty and a little rushed. So the next speech was informative speech 1, which was about any topic of our choosing. I chose an example workout routine. So this clip kind of shows how I've progressed even just from the icebreaker video.
Pull routine might look something like this with your back, biceps, and trapezius. Anything that pulls, and your legs would include your quadriceps, which is the front of your legs, your hamstring, which is the back of your legs, your glutes, and your calves. So an example push day would look something like this with a bench press. See here, pushing up, a shoulder press, pushing straight up, either standing or sitting, and a tricep push down, pushing down, here, and then a lateral raise, kind of like flying. A example.
So again, I have some pretty clear strengths and weaknesses. My visuals in that presentation were very good. I had lots of GIFs, which show actually the movement of the exercises, and I also mimed out the movements myself in the body movements, which I think adds a lot to the communication and makes it really clear what I'm trying to convey. I had a really good conversational tone in that presentation where I was able to express myself in a casual manner and make it really easy to understand. And my PowerPoint presentation was very clear and had very clear main points in an intro and a conclusion. Some weaknesses in that presentation, however, were that I didn't really maintain great eye contact, and I was a little rushed because I was a little nervous giving a presentation. So these are some things that I have to continue to work on as I go through this semester. So this is the first peer evaluation that my partner gave me. Overall, I did very well. He gave me almost 4s across the board, but as you can see, I had to work a little bit on my vocals and paralanguage. I would mumble and I would speak a little bit too fast at times, and I would a little nervous, so I would stutter a little bit. But overall, I had a very good delivery and that sort of thing. So informative speech 2 was the interview with a partner. This was designed to both get to know the partner you're working with and to also actually develop your skills as an interviewer and as an interviewee.
Enjoy playing some intramural basketball and soccer. I'm not great at basketball, but it's still fun to play. I also like the pickup games in the gym also. They have pickup games pretty much every day for basketball and about twice a week for soccer as well. So those are some activities I really enjoy.
Right, that's awesome. What are some of your most proudest accomplishments?
Some of my proudest accomplishments probably are getting accepted to the International Honor Society for Psychology. Enjoy.
So as you can see, I also had very good conversational tone and good body movements, using my hands to talk, a little bit of motions, adds always a little bit more interest in your presentation. I also had really good eye contact. I think for me, it's easier to have eye contact with a person than with a camera. I kind of struggle with that. But even in this interview, which I felt I did very well in, I still had lots of pauses and filler words like, that sort of thing. That kind of takes away from your presentation. So I'm trying to work on that, even going through to other semesters and looking at other times I'm communicating with the people. Again, my peer evaluation, I still did very well. I had almost 4s across the board here. I still had to work on a little bit of vocals and paralanguage, and my fluency, I would still have too many filler words, and I had a little bit of stuttering still. Still, it's a little bit of nerves, but I'm still working on that. So then the last informative speech was informative speech 3, which is the group project on the movie 12 Angry Men. This was designed to analyze the different group roles in the movie and how group roles can either hinder or help a group.
So the first role I'm going to be looking at is a maintenance role, specifically the reality tester. So this role is defined as somebody who calls into question the logic and functionality of the group, and somebody who wants to kind of maintain order and analyze evidence. So juror 4 is a perfect example of this, as he questions the logic of arguments of the other jurors, specifically number 8, and he tried to keep order and keep the discussion civil between the jurors. He's the stockbroker, and he tried to keep order in the room by calming.
So again, some of my strengths were the conversational tone, which I've done pretty well throughout the semester. I actually had a very good lack of filler words in this presentation, which I worked a lot on. This PowerPoint presentation was put together by the group, so I felt that I contributed well. And the eye contact in this presentation was much better than I usually do, where I was able to stare straight into the camera and speak to it as if it was a person. This weakness with this presentation, the group presentation, was that I was slightly unprepared, as we needed flashcards and I just totally forgot to do it. So that was a weakness for this presentation, but overall I felt I did pretty well. So in conclusion, I've improved in things like eye contact, conversational tone, PowerPoint presentations, and using less filler words and kind of working on calming my nerves during presentation. I used to get really nervous when I gave presentations. What I still need to work on is kind of combining those elements and not just having good eye contact and conversational tone, but leaving out filler words or having too many filler words. I have to kind of work on combining all those elements so I can have them all be at a great level in one presentation. So the importance of communication, like I said, it's really important for future job aspects, communicating with others, communicating with loved ones. Communication is in daily life everywhere, so it's never not important. And communication in my future, I'm looking to become a therapist in the future, so communication is definitely going to be very important, and I'm going to learn to need to be really effective at communicating and also understanding what others are trying to say, also being a good listener.